Hey everybody, Mikey here, and I wanted to talk to everybody about something I've been thinking about recently. About game collecting and game collections and how to maximize the bang for your buck with, collecting as many cool games that maybe you would like to have in your collection, and be able to play at the same time. And, game collecting, especially retro collecting, is getting really, really expensive these days. But I have noticed that there are a few developers that have been putting out compilations of games, kind of like in the past. And I just wanted to talk about them for a brief minute, and then maybe point out some to everyone, so they can maybe go pick them up for themselves, or you can reply to me in the comments, or leave me a message, saying of ones that you have or have seen that maybe I would like as well. So I'm gonna start off. It's no secret. I love fighting games, so I'm just gonna start off with these three this week, and I'm gonna try to do a different style every single video I do of this going forward. So I'm gonna start off with fighting games because it's kind of what's native to me, in my own sense. But there were three good collections that came out semi recently that I think that if you're a Capcom fan, you should probably just instantly go pick up and buy, whether it be on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, you know, um, or wherever. But I picked up the Steam versions of these games, and then I picked up the Switch versions of these games for my physical collector side of me. So, and I'm going to start off with them by going with Capcom Fighting Collection number one first. So this collection has, I actually picked this up pre-owned at my local GameStop. Has Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, Vampire Hunter 2, Vampire Savior 2, Vampire Savior, Street Fighter, Hyper Street Fighter 2, the Anniversary Edition, Red Earth, Super Gem Fighter, Cyberbots, and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. So if you can see that, sorry if it's blurry, but the good news is this one only cost me like 20, 22 or 23 bucks. It also comes with these codes on the inside, and even though I bought this pre-owned, the codes were not used. And it came with the Three Wonders game on the Capcom Arcade Stadium 2, and then the soundtrack and artwork. So that was pretty cool. It did not have the little book in it, so maybe somebody just took that for their own. But the fact that the two DLCs worked was great. But like I said, it was like 22 or 22.99 or something like that with the power up at my local GameStop. But Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, Vampire Hunter 2, Vampire Savior 1 and 2, 10 great games, to replay, and their multiplayer as well, split screen co-op, which is becoming a rarity these days. I figured, it was worth it. And then and I've enjoyed it. I've actually played it considerably a lot on my Switch as well. I haven't played it on my Switch 2 yet. I've been playing it on my normal Switch, but then that was the first one, and then they came out with Capcom Fighting Collection number 2, and I will be biased to this. This one is probably the best one. The Marvel vs. Capcom one I'm going to show you guys and everybody in a few minutes here. Is also really great, but this one has probably my three favorite Capcom games next to Street Fighter Third Strike. It has Project Justice, aka Rival Schools 2, Power Stone 2, and CVS 2, Capcom vs. SNK 2. And 1 to 4 players for the Power Stone game on your Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2. It's great. Or, like I said, I also bought it on Steam. 4-player mad co-op games are a blessing in disguise for these days. There's not a lot of couch co-op, like I said, anymore. And this one was only it was $40, and I bought this one new. So I have like the soundtrack, and this one has the little, the comic book that came with it, which is really cool to see them throwing in little comic books. And instead of manuals now, because they're kind of like a thing of the past. But one thing that I noticed is that all these games have soundtrack modes where you can just go put the music on, and music from this era of Capcom is absolutely phenomenal. But this one has Capcom vs. SNK Pro, CVS2, Capcom Fighting Evolution, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Upper, Power Stone, Power Stone 2, Project Justice, and Plasma Sword. So 8 amazing games for $40 or less is another thing. That these are all 2 players offline. Even if you're not like a 2D fighting game fan, the value here is in the Power Stone games. They're like brawler style 4-player games. And I think that it's absolutely a good pickup for anybody who has more than one player in their house. So like in my house, I play games, my wife plays games, both my kids play games. And sometimes I just want something, we can be a little competitive but we can just all play together. And Capcom, you've been knocking it out of the park. And then the last one here, for this video anyway, is the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. So, it not only has, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and Street Fighter vs., Marvel vs. Street Fighter, and X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and Marvel vs. Capcom 1, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of the Atom. It also has the Punisher arcade game on here. Again, 1 to 2 players. It has 7 amazing games on it for $30. This one was $29.99. Absolutely a great pickup, bang for your buck. Because let's just say you were going down the true retro path to collect some of these games. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Dreamcast, even the Xbox or the PS2 is not cheap anymore. It's not. It's just not cheap. Even MVC 1 is I think it's $70-ish. X-Men Children of the Atom on the Sega Saturn or the PS1, it's still, it's, last I checked, I think it was $50 for the PS1 version, and then I think it was a little bit more expensive for the Sega Saturn version. I don't even know if they made the Punisher anywhere outside of the arcade. And then Marvel Marvel Superheroes is on PS1 or Sega Saturn is definitely not cheap. None of these games are cheap individually if you find them in their original wheelhouse outside of the arcade. But for offline, I will not say for tournament play, for offline, every one of these collections are phenomenal. They're all great. Great purchases. Especially if you just have a friend coming over and you just want to press buttons rapidly at each other. Or if you're competitive and you just, you want to get some rounds in with your friends, if you're into fighting games hardcore. I think that phenomenal pickups for absolutely anybody who is looking to get bang for their buck and grow their collection at the same time. But those are just my opinions. Please let me know your opinions in the comments or leave me a message. Please give me give me some love, a like. And if you think I'm doing something different and you have a better idea for me, please let me know. I always like to take things in because I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to be better at this. I really have been enjoying being able to show you guys my stuff, what I like to collect, and hear what you all like to collect. And at the same time, I'm trying to grow as a person every day. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you're all out there playing games, collecting games, enjoying your life. Have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video.